Coronation Street viewers are convinced that Gary Windass is keeping a major secret, and many now believe he is doing it to protect Sarah Platt. The former couple have attracted plenty of attention recently, not only from fans watching the ITV soap, but also from residents of Weatherfield. Their growing closeness has become increasingly noticeable, especially to Gary's wife, Maria. Gary and Sarah have repeatedly come to each other's defense, particularly since the shocking death of Theo Silverton. As viewers know, Theo was killed on the evening of Lisa Swain and Carla Connor's wedding. His body was later discovered by a devastated Betsy Swain, triggering a mystery storyline as police searched for the person responsible. The soap has already identified Todd Grimshaw, George Shuttleworth, Summer Spellman, Christina Boyd, Gary Windass, and Danielle Silverton as the main suspects connected to the case. In recent episodes, Summer was arrested and charged with Theo's murder after evidence appeared to point directly at her. Tyrone Dobbs also misled investigators by withholding important information about seeing Summer on the night Theo died. Last week, Sarah spoke with Kit Green while he questioned whether Maria would be willing to lie in order to provide Gary with an alibi. At the same time, Maria confronted Gary over his increasing bond with Sarah, given their romantic history. Once again, Gary quickly defended both himself and Sarah. During Wednesday's episode, Tyrone's guilt finally caught up with him, and he informed the police that he had seen Summer on the night of the killing. Later, while people discussed Theo's death and the rover's return, Gary appeared visibly uncomfortable. After leaving the pub, he was approached by Kit, who reminded him that he remained the chief suspect in the investigation. Gary insisted that Kit would need evidence before making accusations. However, as he walked away, it was obvious that he was worried. A flashback then revealed Gary standing on scaffolding on the night Theo died. Holding a mallet, he looked down at Theo's motionless body lying below, raising even more questions about his involvement. Despite this revelation, many fans remain convinced that Gary is not the killer. Instead, attention has shifted towards Sarah after Gary earlier expressed frustration about becoming trapped in a growing network of secrets and lies. Some viewers now believe Sarah may have been responsible for Theo's death, while Gary is covering up the truth to protect her. One fan suggested that Sarah struck Theo during a confrontation, with Gary arriving afterwards, taking the weapon away and helping conceal what had happened. Another viewer argued that although Gary is married to Maria, Sarah has always been the love of his life, giving him a strong reason to shield her from suspicion. Others shared similar theories online, claiming Gary would go to great lengths for Sarah and maybe helping her avoid being exposed. Several fans are now predicting that the full truth will reveal Sarah as the person who fatally attacked Theo, while Gary's role in the story will turn out to be helping cover up the incident rather than committing the crime himself. Coronation Street first look at gunshot drama in Kevin and Carl's feud. Coronation Street has unveiled a dramatic first look at the moment the bitter rivalry between Carl and Kevin Webster spirals dangerously out of control, ending with a shocking gunshot. The feuding brothers are set to clash once more after Kevin uncovers evidence that Carl recently tampered with his car's brakes. The latest Webster family drama begins when Kevin discovers damning video footage of Carl on Tyrone Dobbs' phone. Furious over the revelation, Kevin decides to confront Carl, leading to a tense showdown at the garage. Feeling cornered, Carl produces a gun that was given to him by his shady associate Fiona, who has been pressuring him to carry out an illegal task. As the argument intensifies, Tyrone and Ronnie Bailey become caught up in the conflict and try to calm the situation, encouraging both men to settle their differences peacefully. However, Kevin has no interest in backing down. Convinced the weapon isn't real, he grabs the gun and challenges Carl. Moments later, Kevin and Ronnie struggle over the firearm, creating a dangerous situation that ends with a shot being fired. With everyone left stunned, the question remains, has somebody been seriously hurt? Speaking about the dramatic scenes, it was revealed that Kevin learns Carl attempted to kill him by interfering with the vehicle. The confrontation brings everyone together in the garage, where Ronnie locks the doors in an effort to force a resolution, but Kevin instead charges at Carl with a wrench. Carl reacts instinctively when he sees Kevin approaching. Panicking, he pulls out the gun and points it toward Kevin in an attempt to stop him from attacking. The sight of Carl holding a firearm leaves everyone horrified and confused. Desperate and running out of options, he finds himself pushed to the limit. But when the pressure reaches its peak, will he actually be capable of pulling the trigger and taking a life? Coronation Street viewers watched as Nick Tilsley uncovered the heartbreaking truth about Sam Blakeman's worsening condition as the teenager's psychosis reached a dangerous new level. For several weeks, Sam has been battling severe mental health issues, becoming increasingly convinced that people around him are plotting against him. During the latest episode of the ITV soap, his struggles became impossible to ignore when he unexpectedly turned on Roy Cropper. Now that those closest to him finally understand what he's been going through, can they help him recover, or will he continue shutting everyone out? The drama began with Sam being haunted once again by an imagined version of Roy, whose disturbing comments intensified his fears and suspicions. Determined to monitor Will Driscoll, Sam went to the pub, where he saw him playing a violent computer game. The hallucinated Roy twisted the situation, warning Sam that it was preparation for an attack against him. Panicked by what he believed, Sam fled the scene. A bewildered Will followed him and eventually tracked him down at Roy's Rolls, where Sam had barricaded himself inside. Will and Leanne Battersby desperately tried to reassure him, but their efforts failed. Moments later, the real Roy emerged from the cafe, creating even more confusion for the frightened teenager. Unable to understand how two versions of the same person could exist, Sam listened as the hallucination convinced him that the situation was some kind of trick orchestrated by Will. The imagined Roy then falsely claimed that the real Roy posed a threat and urged Sam to stop him before he could cause harm. Meanwhile, Nick, Toya, and Nina Lucas rushed to the scene. Nina managed to unlock the door just in time, but not before Sam launched an attack on Roy. After suffering injuries, Roy explained that Sam had been experiencing hallucinations. The teenager then fled, triggering an urgent search by his worried family and friends. The following morning, Carla Connor Swain finally located Sam hiding in the precinct. She persuaded him to remain where he was while secretly contacting Nick. Although Sam attempted to escape once again, his father caught up with him. Their emotional conversation revealed just how deeply Sam's mental health had deteriorated. Fearing the worst, Sam asked whether he was going to be locked away. Nick reassured him that he simply wanted to help and promised to take him somewhere safe. However, when they arrived outside a hospital, Sam was horrified to realize where they were. Despite his fears, he eventually allowed himself to be guided inside for treatment. In upcoming episodes, Nick finds it difficult to accept everything his son has been dealing with. Overwhelmed by emotion, he directs his anger toward Ben Driscoll, blaming him for failing to recognize Megan Walsh's manipulative behavior sooner. Elsewhere, Sam requests a meeting with Roy following the shocking incident at the cafe. Whether he wants to apologize for what happened or has another reason remains to be seen. Coronation Street continues on ITV1 during weekday evenings and is also available to stream on ITVX.